views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hey everybody, I'm the Doc Bob Lee. Welcome to Open BXRX. We've got it going on for you. Got a whole lot in store for you. It's a great show. Coming up on today's show, we'll speak to two representatives who will preview an upcoming event that celebrates 3 New Yorkers who have made significant contributions to our wonderful communities. Then we'll learn about how what one fitness studio is doing to spread awareness of breast cancer. Then we'll learn about an educator, an artist, and how they're shining a light on issues facing the Black community. After that, my man Bobby C has the latest in the world of sports, and then we'll speak to a jazz artist who will speak to us about the upcoming concert that they're about ready to do. All that more headed your way. Hey, we are definitely open for business. I'm your host, the Doc Bob Lee, and you are watching Open. It's the live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, our first guests are the Chief Strategy Officer and Chief Vocational and Community Affairs Officer of VIP Community Services. They've got it going on over there, and they join us today to highlight the work that they are doing within our community to promote their upcoming online event. Please welcome Inez, Sieben, and Carmen, Rivera. Welcome.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Good morning.
All right, so
good morning.
We've got a lot of work to do. You guys have been in the community with your sleeves rolled up. Give us an overview of what you guys do in our wonderful community.
Well, I'll start, Bob, with your permission. We have a great presence in our community since 1974. We of late we hold a number of various community events, which includes job fairs, health fairs, anything that will support and enhance the services to our community. This coming Saturday, we are joining forces with the Bronx DA, Darcel Clark, who has been holding anti-violence events here in Bronx County, as you know. We have a number of areas in the Bronx that have peaked with crime, and the DA is really taking the bull by the horns and being very present in the community with collaboration with the NYPD. So this coming Saturday at Belmont Playground on 182nd Street, we are holding an event. The DA is holding an event with the 4A precinct and a number of various community organizations.
Well, we love the work that you guys are doing in the community, and tell Darcel that I said hello. And give her a virtual hug for me, okay?
Oh, I will. I most certainly will.
And you're working with some wonderful people in our community, and we appreciate that. And thank you. What communities do you serve? You're mostly in the Bronx area, or what?
We service the entire Bronx. We service other areas as well. We go where they call us. We go where the need is. But our biggest chunk of services is in the Bronx. Yes.
All right. On the horizon, we have something great and something big getting ready to happen. Tell us about the Community Initiative online event that's on the horizon.
Yeah, we are very excited with our upcoming event. And before I go into the details of that, I would just like to add a couple of other things to what Carmen mentioned that we do at VIP Community Services. A lot of our work, as Carmen mentioned, is to work with the community and to do activities in the community like job fairs. But VIP actually provides a series of services. We like to call them our 4 pillars of services that takes care of our clients in a holistic way and very much in a person-centered way. So one of our pillars is primary care and mental health services. So we provide specialty care, primary care, pediatric services. Soon we're actually opening up a dental clinic, which is something that's very much needed in the Bronx as well for our low-income communities. And our mental health services, we provide services from ages 5 and up. The other of our pillars is around vocational services, and that's a lot of the work that Carmen and her team do, where we help our community to get ready for work through job training, resume writing, and connecting them to employers. So we do a lot of work partnering with employers. And we also, our third pillar is our substance use disorder treatment services. We have a variety of services that we offer. And as you may be aware, unfortunately, the opioid crisis has only gotten worse since the pandemic has started. And so those services are critical for the community. And then the fourth pillar, as important as the others, is housing and shelter services. So we also work with our clients to help them get housing and shelter.
Well, Inez, I didn't have to ask you what those 4 pillows were. The 4 pillows are right there.
4 pillows, there they are. And our upcoming big event, it's our fundraising virtual tribute.
Now, you normally do this indoors every year, right?
Yes.
And
yes,
what year is
exactly.
this? This is an annual.
It's an annual event. Normally we do this indoors. It's our gala. It's our fundraising event that helps us ensure that we raise funds to continue to provide the services I was just describing. These critical services are not fully funded by government, and so we augment that through these fundraising events. So this event will be on October 14th at 7 p.m. And yes, as you said, it's virtual this time, so we're trying something totally new.
And it's not a regular virtual, it's a VIP virtual event.
That's right. And we have a VIP lineup, as a matter of fact, including Dr. Bob Lee, who will be our MC. We're very excited to have you be part of our VIP lineup.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we are very excited to have you. And we will also be hearing from our clients. So it's a tribute to our clients and their stories and how they have moved on and with our support have been able to get their lives back on, back in gear and back on their feet. We'll also have some great musical lineup. We have our local students doing a musical event for us. And we will also have Camille Schreier, who's Miss America, who will be there. And then we will also be recognizing a few people who have made some amazing impacts in the community. One is the CEO of Health First, who we work with very closely, Pat Wong. Yes, very excited to have her join us. The other is Dr. Diego Ponyman. He's from Somas Community Care. And he will be receiving our Community Builder Award. And then for our Political Impact Award, we're very excited to have Assembly member Michael Blake join us as well.
All right. And I heard you had some special surprise guests. I don't know if I should mention it now. Should I?
Yes, go for it.
I heard you and Carmen were going to be singing.
Go for it.
But what we don't know is the song that you're going to be singing that night.
Carmen will sing, I'll dance.
That'll be a wonderful team right there.
As long as our computers are working, Bob, we'll be in good shape.
Wonderful. Tell us about the goals of the organization.
Yeah, the goals of the organization are to help our community and the residents in the community to become self-sustaining and to be as healthy as they can be and as productive members of society as they can be through a holistic approach. That's
great. And of course, a number of people would like to get involved. How does one get involved with some of your initiatives and get involved with the VIP tribute that evening?
Carmen, do you want to speak a little bit about how you involve the community in some of your events?
Well, we do a number of, as I said before, a number of events in the community. One of the things that we're actually recruiting for right now, Crotona Park. Crotona Park has a big cleanup on October 10th, and while it's not related to VIP, it's related to our community, and we want our community to be safe, clean, and happy, and the residents as well. So we are recruiting folks to join us on October 10th at Crotona Park for a cleanup. The event is sponsored by the Friends of Tremont and Crotona Park, as well as Community Board 6. The other piece is that we are out there in the community. We're in the schools, we're in the parks, we're in we have events. We took the initiative with US Census. We worked with Census and had them on board for an entire week in front of our headquarters at 770 East 176th Street to ensure the community registers for census. We all know how important it is for those numbers, right, and to be counted. So we do a number of different things, but one of the things that I do want to mention is that if you go onto our website, you will see the opportunity to register for the event, particularly for our virtual, but also there's an area where you could include your email information, and if you're interested in volunteering in some way, you could put that on that memorandum on the little note that appears there, and you will be contacted by our communications person.
All right, and your website where people can get more information?
Yes, it's go ahead, Inez, go ahead.
VIPservices.org. VIPservices.org. And you can sign up for our newsletter. We send out updates. I'd also like to add that we have been open throughout the pandemic, serving our community and taking care of clients. We offer COVID testing, and we're working with the city on administering COVID testing. We're working in the NYCHA buildings in the Bronx to do that, but also people can come to VIP Services. Our headquarters are at 770 East 176th Street. So we do request that people call us before they come, so we make appointments, and we do all of this in compliance with the city guidance around safety for COVID-19.
Wonderful. We love what you're doing. Give us the date of the VIP tribute one more time. That's
October 14th. It's at 7 p.m. To register, you can go to our website, vipservices.org, and we'd love for your viewers to join us. We think we have a very exciting event. And of course, your support helps us continue to provide these very critical services to the Bronx community.
There you go. And we're looking forward to the song and dance on that date also. Inez, Sieben, and Carmen Rivera, VIP Services out of the Boogie Down Bronx. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for joining us. And you're always welcome to come back on and share the wonderful information that you guys have. And thank you for all that you're doing in our community. We applaud you.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
All right. We'll take a quick break right here. We'll come back with more open. Keep it open right here. Welcome back, everybody. Our next guest, they are dynamite. They're the founder and CEO of LH Transformations. Larry is here, and they have that fitness studio. And a member of his FitFam organization is here, who is a cancer survivor. And they join us today to share a powerful story of survival and promote breast cancer awareness, since this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Please welcome Larry Hamilton and Estonia Martinez. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey guys, thanks for having us.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
All right. So you're going to be doing a number of things today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to join you. I'm going to join you virtually, and I'll do the best I can from here. But basically, I'm going to just sit back and kick off my shoes and relax my feet and just watch you guys perform. What are you going to be working on today?
Well, we put in a lot of work already. We've been sweating since we opened 2 weeks ago. And now we just want to share a powerful story that's more than brute strength. Amazing story. Estonia, we met over a year ago, and she actually breast cancer within less than a year.
Less than a year, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about her amazing strength, her story, and how joining together, joining forces as a FitFam to just bring more awareness. You know, we are a great community of fitness enthusiasts, but this month we share our happiness and share our just love for fitness by supporting breast cancer.
And of course, you've been working out right in that very gym, or you've been doing it in different places?
Oh yeah, we've been working out here. We've been working out virtual, and we've been working out outdoors. You want a tour?
Yeah, give us a virtual tour.
Quick tour. Look, check this out. To this corner here, we have an amazing squat rack, and you'll notice that the gym is broken up into 3 sections for pod style training. With these pod style training, we are practicing social distancing, and you can get your lift on, get your strength on, and build that inner strength so you can carry on a powerful story just like FitFam member Estonia.
Estonia, tell us about your powerful story.
So I was diagnosed with breast cancer in November of 2019. I was diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer. It is a very rare breast cancer. Many females do not know about that breast cancer. So I started doing chemo back in December. I did 2 rounds of chemo, and from there I had my reconstructive surgery back in June. And from there I am now a survivor of becoming better with my life and everything. So I'm very excited, I'm very happy, and that is something that I want to share for a lot of females out there, that if I can do it, you can do it. So all in from good eating, exercising, and a lot of faith.
Estonia, and also, how about diet, and what are some of the exercises that you're doing?
My exercise that I've been doing since this whole pandemic, because it's been a little hard, so a lot of virtual exercises like meditation, doing a lot of strength, doing walks and jogs, and a lot of good eating my vegetables, eating my fruits, having some of my protein as there as well. And basically that's what I've been doing for this whole pandemic.
Well, congratulations on your transformation. You did the LA transformation, right? It's a wonderful thing. Larry, he knows how to do his thing. Now, Larry, there are a lot of people out there watching us that have sort of similar conditions or other conditions. What advice would you give them to try to just get started? Because first, it starts from here. Because upon finding out that you are a cancer patient or you have a debilitating disease, it just brings you down. It just tears you down. And so you have to work on that mental first. And how do you get somebody out of that?
You know what it was? For me, I actually learned through Estonia. You know, once you were diagnosed, I believe you said November 18th.
Yeah.
She became super transparent on social media. So first tip I would do is have a sounding board, whether it's social media or someone you can talk to get that mind right. And then I think, you know, maybe you felt that you can have something, a relief, or, you know, you feel like you have something in common with people, you can actually help people. I think it's just having that sounding board in the beginning, and then from there, you know, taking the medications and then taking it day by day, which we talked about over the phone. It's just been an incredible.
Estonia, how did you get out of it? You know, that downpull of knowing that you were in trouble.
For me to get out of that funk of not falling into depression or anything, it was my mind will of saying, I can do this. I am going to beat it. It was all mental. And for that, for me, was my platform was using my social media to just inspire so many females. And with that same time where I was going through it, I have a lot of people reaching out to me saying that I'm a big inspiration. their mothers or their friends or family members going through something. So for me to hear that was something very amazing, and just as I can.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So are you going to do anything for us today?
So today, yes, I want to share ways everyone can get involved at home, in person, even with the community. So we have 3 ways to support. The way we're doing it in a unique way. Estonia has sifted out specific breast cancer patients so we can help pay for the medical bills rather than donate to a big organization. We're a small connected gym, and we want to keep that going without donation. So every seed we're getting, we're donating to women that need assistance paying for their bills. Now, the first way to do it, we have this incredible challenge called the Kettlebell Squat Challenge. For 2 minutes, the men can grab a 71-pound kettlebell, women will grab a 35-pound kettlebell. And depending on how many reps you get, you can make that your donation. So Bob, if you wanted to do it, you get 60 reps, that'd be $60 you can help towards donating. Women, they get 100 reps, they do $100 towards donating. That's the first way, that's in person. The other way, we have an amazing virtual burpee bingo challenge. Now, it's actually burpees for boobs. And I'm just gonna grab my spin wheel back here so I can show you what it looks like. Now, it's a weekly virtual challenge. So let's say on one of these options here, you have to perform it virtually. So I want to give a fun one that we learned the other day, which is 1 to 8 burpee ladder, which means 1 in 8 women can get breast cancer within their lifetime. So the burpee ladder is basically you do 1 burpee, then 2, then 3, then 4, and you showcase this on social media. Now, the person that's the most unique way, we're going to give them a cool prize for just kind of sharing the wealth with us. And through these burpees, trade them as donations as well. So you follow us on social media. You're doing a lot of burpees for boobs this month to get you fit. And the last one,
what would you say? Burpees for boobs.
Burpees for boobs.
Yeah. That's when you go to your website, it says that burpees for boobs, and you'll explain the whole thing there, right?
Oh yeah, so it's going to be on our website. It's going to be on our Instagram page, our Facebook page. We're going to be super active on social media. A lot of fun.
There you go. All right.
If you're looking for that handle, it's going to be LH_transformations. You can log on now. We got some information up there right now to get started and get you working out to spread that awareness. But the biggest way we're doing it this month is going to be on Sunday, October 18th. We're going to be doing a 5K. We're going to do a 1 mile walk together. Wear your pink and come out in strides and numbers so we can spread that awareness. So plenty of ways to get going, and we're doing it here at LA Transformations. So
Estonia, we got to hand it to you. You know,
let's do it.
Take it from the bottom to the top.
Thank you. All you can do is just believe in yourself and work your way up all the way to the top. Because if you don't believe in yourself, then that's when everything crashes. But if you have the full mental mentality to believe in yourself and have faith and do good, everything will work out just fine.
We love the way you put it together, mind, body, and spirit. LA Transformations, that's what it's all about. Where can we find more information on you, Larry?
Yeah, well, so let's get you to visit us at social media, LH Transformations. Website, www.lhtransformations.com. That's where you're going to find the GoFundMe page as well. And please, you don't have to get physical to donate, but why not? Why not get moving? Or you can get on our page where you can do the fun burpee for boobs campaign with us, LH_transformation. So you can find us there.
All right. Thank you guys for all that you're doing. Estonia, thank you so much, and God bless you. And keep what you're doing, because God is with you every step of the way. He gave you 2 feet, put 1 foot in front of the other, and step to what you need to do. Now take us home with some workout as you take it to the next segment. Ready? I'll use a microphone.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, this thing is heavy. It has a heavy base to it. You know?
Yes. Awesome.
Love you guys. All right. We'll take a break. We got more coming up. Exercise your mind, body, and spirit in preparation for life, and also exercise your right to vote. Keep it right here. We'll keep you covered right here on Open. Welcome back. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, and our next guest is an educator, an artist, diversity consultant, and the anti-racist personal trainer of Black Issues Issues. She joins us today to discuss how she is shedding light on issues within the Black community. Please welcome, here she is, Kanene. How are you, my girl?
I'm doing so well, Bob. This is such a huge honor. Like, you're a pillar in Black media. And so, I mean, I'm just thrilled to you are a big Black issue, you know, in the best way. And I love the fact that you've been occupying this space and time to uplift Black people, give them new information about issues and also solutions. So the fact that I'm included in that journey that you are on, I'm extremely honored.
Tell us about your production of Black Issues Issues and how you got involved in it and what you're doing in it now.
Yeah, so Black Issues Issues started over 2 years ago. I was entered into a off-Broadway theater festival, and I had all these characters, kind of like Colored Museum. I love using satire to heal the racial divide, because you you laugh while you learn about racial inequality. Not to make light of it, but just like having these conversations about race usually devolve into, I'm uncomfortable, oh my God, my feeling, again, you can collect all the white tears. And so I was like, well, let me use humor, so for 20 years I've been doing off-Broadway and in museums and galleries, like all kinds of art about race, but in ways that are like as serious as they are silly. And so 2 years ago, I was like, okay, so I have all these characters. Well, how can I make all these characters make sense? Right? So one of the characters I had was called Signifying Nothing. And so his lines were only hashtags. Stay woke, Black Lives Matter, hands up, don't shoot. Because I was basically saying that, like, we have a whole generation of like internet activists, like that they think that everything that needs to happen on the internet. So like he literally only talks in hashtags, and he only communicated through emojis. So I actually ordered this whole huge like set of like emoji pillows. So he would go sad face if like somebody Black died because of the cops, sad face. He would have like the hearts for like Huey P. Newton or Fred Hampton, like if just a Black, so it was just like heart, sad, crying, because I think that to a certain degree that's what we've been reduced to, especially on social media now. Like, what power do we have other than we share this information about this horrible shooting, this horrible video, look, sad face, and this is like, what are we going to do about it? So I was sitting at a cafe with my director and collaborator Aixa, and I saw this postcard. You know how like magazines have like these postcards that say like, oh, if you subscribe in advance, you save like 33% off the cover price. And it was for Vanity Fair. And I said, well, I wonder if like Vanity Fair would ever have a Black issue. And I was like, well, what would they call it? Well, they would call it the Black issue. But I said, but Black people have issues. Yeah. So it was going to be the Black Issues Issue magazine, where each issue of the Black Issue magazine was about a different Black issue. So that was like the joke. And so then I was like, well, let's become the magazine editors. So it was a play on Condé Nast. It was a play on Vogue and Vanity Fair. And so I was like Rebecca Finch of Black Vanity Fair is, and Aixa was for Vogue. And so we created this whole crazy like world where we acted like we were magazine editors, and like, but we did not really understand. We were Black, but we couldn't be Black in Condé Nast and get to be senior editors of Vogue or Vanity Fair. So then we became senior editors of this new magazine called the Black Issue, because that's how corporate America views Black people. It's like, you're expendable until you're useful. And so we forgot what it is to be Black, because we couldn't be at Condé Nast and be Black. So here we are, the magazine editors for this Black magazine, because they're like, well, you're Black, edit it, but we didn't understand what it was to actually be Black. And so we have these fake British accents because we thought that that's what you need to do in order to work at Vanity Fair, right? And so we were like, well, Blacks, what are their issues, darlings? We don't even know. And so the whole show was a simulated focus group on what Black issues are. And so then the characters that I had all had their own issues. And so we, as the magazine editors, would say, oh, so is that a thing? The cops killing the Blacks, that's an issue? And then maybe we'll do a cop killing Black, so CKB, right? Maybe we'll do a CKB issue of the Black Issues magazine. See, cop killing Black. Yes, we do that, right? That's what's said. So that became the joke. And it's a joke within a joke. And then because of the whole George Floyd thing, and then like Black Issues, it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then my character was supposed to be like a Black version of Anna Wintour. And so then when Anna Wintour really actually did get in trouble for not having enough diversity at Vogue, then I was like, boom, we done did this 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, I did it at Joe's Pub right before COVID. You know,
and what would you like people to learn or know more about with the Black Issues?
Oh, well, I have a whole, so I do a show on, because again, we can't do theater anymore. So I have a show on YouTube. If you just look up YouTube, Black Issues, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook Live, where I do nightly shows where I talk about Black issues. And so I have what I call the Blexicon. So like all these words that white people insert themselves into everything. That, you know, they name their streets after them, their institutions after themselves. You know, they put themselves on the cover of our money. You know, but so I was like, well, what if I Blackified the world? And so every word I think about, I'm like, well, what would the Black version be? So instead of agenda, Black agenda, blagenda. What is our blagenda, right? The votes coming up. What is our blagenda, right? Yeah. Instead of tragedy, blagedy. Because a tragedy is like, oh my God, let's do something. 9/11 is a tragedy, right? But slavery and 400 years of racial oppression, that's a blagedy. It's not taken as seriously because it's a blagedy. It's not a tragedy, right? So blurgent, right? Black and urgent. It's not urgent. It's blurgent. And blurgent means you don't have to deploy as many resources. You don't have, here comes blurgent. Blurgent.
There you go.
Blurgent.
Now, who handed that to you? Who handed that to you?
This is Kanene. Kanene just went down, and because I was drinking tea earlier, so this is my, you know, it's right here. So yeah, so I have a whole line of merchandise that people can purchase, and it's support, you know, and I think it like disrupts things. Like you're in a Zoom meeting and you just like drink some tea, and you're like, what is that? Blurgent. You know, it's like, oh, you know, yeah. And I have.
Now, did you have this? Well. Did you have this? Let me see your shirt again.
Well, this is the original logo.
Now, you had a watch party, right, for the debate?
I did. The Blagenda, yes.
The Blagenda. Tell us about it. What did you think? Yeah,
so I used an Aunt Jemima bottle of syrup as my microphone, you know, because again, I wanted a racial revolution, and all I got is some Black Lives Matter mural and the pseudo retiring of Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima. So I use an Aunt Jemima bottle as like my microphone. And so I had Trump.
You got 1 minute.
Yep. I represented Trump as a flying pig. So when Trump would be like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about in terms of my taxes. Or when Trump would say, it's really about the suburbs and law and order, keeping you safe. You know, so I used the flying pig to do that. It's really fun. And then, you know, sometimes we like to get on our high horse. So I had the high horse, and it makes a little sound. And then I think that it is and I've been calling it the bleep show for a while.
I know what that is.
So I would have the poop up to sit there and talk about all the poop that's happening. And then I would have the crystal ball here for people to make predictions.
Yes.
About, you know, what's next. So yeah, like I have a lot of fun. And so then I also have Allie the Ally here. So she's a white ally. She's learning what it is to love Black people, love Black history, love Black culture, because I think that is a key to being an ally. That being an ally is more than, you know, the blagedy, you know, oh my God, Black people are getting shot by the cops. It's like, no, Black people are the arbiters of civilization. We're the first teachers on this planet. Right? Religion came from us. The first university came from us in Timbuktu. So if you're an ally, but you're only an ally conditionally based on police brutality, but then I tell you that the first university on the planet was Timbuktu, and you don't want, in Africa, you don't want to believe me, in Mali, then what kind of your allyship is conditioned upon Black people being oppressed.
Wow, this is great. Kanene, You
Yeah.
need a whole hour because you can get into it. You can go.
You think?
I
You think?
think
Because
so. I think so. Where
I'm
can we go?
all
You got
about-
social media?
Yeah, because I'm all about Black solutions.
There you go. Any way you put it.
Mm-hmm.
Upside down, inside out, right
You know,
side up. Yeah.
Work it out, Bob. You totally understand the deal. So my social media is literally Black Issues Issues on everything. BlackIssuesISSUES.com, Black Issues Issues on Instagram, Black Issues Issues on YouTube. So again, I talk about my goal is to entertain, engage, inform, and inspire millions of people throughout the world and amplify both issues and solutions. So that's why this is a key pillar to how I operate.
Kanene, producer of Black Issues Issues. Thank you so much. Remember, you have to exercise your mind, body, and spirit every day in preparation for life. We'll take a break right here. We got more Open coming your way next.
All right, it is a great pleasure to welcome in a good friend of mine and someone that's been on the show before. We have Emmanuel Barbari, the sports manager from WFUV 90.7 FM. E-Man, how's it going?
Bobby, it's great to be with you. Doing well. Hope the same for you. And it's great to chat again. I remember back in March, you started this guest series and we were wondering how COVID would unfold. There was a lot of uncertainty back then. And it seems like, wow, just how it's unfolded over the last several months.
Yeah, you were actually our first guest in this series. And again, like you said at that time, I think a lot of us thought that we would not be doing all of these virtual conferences from home. But here we are, pretty much almost at the start of October with a lot of the same things going on. But I think things are really improved. You know, I wanted to get your perspective, obviously, as it's hard to believe that you're only a senior in college, but wanted to get your perspective about how things have been at Fordham University as one of the All-American and top broadcasters in the country.
Thanks, Bobby. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's been an interesting transition, but like you said, things are drastically better than they were when we spoke in March, and we really didn't know what was going on. Fordham's been able to return some of their on-campus activities, some of their in-person classes for that matter. From my perspective, it's been a lot of virtual learning and just kind of embracing the new format, the new online format. So baby steps in the right direction, and you're starting to see a little bit of a return of college sports. Pro sports have made a successful return as well. You have baseball postseason, which I'm sure we'll be getting into. So a lot of good steps in the right direction and hopefully paving way for a great 2021.
And we've got some real exciting news here on BronxNet. A few things to talk about this morning. First and foremost, talk a little bit about this new move back to an old time slot for one-on-one.
Absolutely. So if anyone has followed the show on 90.7 FM over the last several years, it's been a 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the afternoon show on Saturdays. We haven't been on that slot for the last 5 months due to the coronavirus pandemic, lack of studio access. So it allowed us to reassess the footing of the show. And one-on-one used to be overnight show, 11 p.m. to 2 a.m., reacting to the day's events, previewing a jam-packed NFL Sunday. There are a lot of perks to doing the show in that time slot. So that's where we'll be starting this weekend. Will be 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. on 90.7 FM, and also continuing our digital footprint that we've established throughout the pandemic. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, taking comments, also taking calls back on 90.7. So a lot of exciting things happening, and it'll be a nice way to complement the show with the digital access we've been able to establish.
And then, like we said, basketball season just around the corner. I guess Fordham Athletics and the rest of the campus community of Rose Hill in the Bronx excited and optimistic to try to keep things intact. Hopefully the numbers continue to stay well here with the virus and we can have basketball back in the Bronx. And it seems like the Fordham Rams will be playing come the end of November.
Very great news because, like everything else, there was a lot of unknown with that entering the year. But it does look like uniform throughout college basketball. They're aiming for that late November start, and that means basketball at Rose Hill. It means Fordham Hoops, and it looks like just from hearing the way they're planning it and trying to keep the virus spread at a minimum, a lot of fun local matchups could be in store for Fordham basketball as well. You know, they have the Battle of the Bronx every year, but maybe an Iona, a Stony Brook, a Harvard on the schedule. So a lot of cool possibilities for the Fordham basketball programs to not only contain the spread, but also create some local appeal that they've been looking for the last several years.
You know, Amen, wanted to give a shout out to Fordham Athletics and specifically their sports information, their longtime sports information director, Joe DeBarry, because we've also partnered with them on this new show. And you, of course, as being one of the top broadcasters, young broadcasters in the country, you've gotten a chance to lend your talents to that too. So I wanted you to speak about that show. And I think also for the fans at home that have seen some of the coverage that we have between both places, you've probably gotten an opportunity to see our Gately show, The Ram with Coach Gately, which now for back-to-back years is the top college sports show by the New York State Broadcasters Association. So exciting to have those awards. So talk a little bit about this new show and about the prospects of maybe winning some more awards for BronxNet and WFUV.
So like you said, a continuing partnership between Fordham Athletics, FUV, and BronxNet. It's called Running Rampant. And if you haven't already seen it on BronxNet, you will be on a bi-weekly basis. And it's basically highlighting the Fordham athletic community, everything from workouts to individual profiles to how athletes are staying fresh during these uncertain times to the administrators who really make everything happen. And that was one of the more interesting perspectives I think we were able to obtain in our first episode of Running Rampant was there have been a lot of driving forces behind the return to somewhat normalcy this fall. It hasn't been an easy process, that balance between personal health and personal prosperity, getting these athletes ready to go back on campus, learning, and also getting ready for competition. So all those administrators who have made that happen, we've been able to highlight a little bit. So really excited for what's ahead with Running Rampant. We had a lot of success already with the Ram with Coach Gately, and now we add another show to that list with a continuing partnership with Fordham Athletics.
You did get an opportunity for WFUV to be in the press box at Yankee Stadium. I know I was there for BronxNet. I think it is a surreal thing right now to actually cover baseball games during COVID. So wanted to get your thoughts on that. And then, of course, wanted to ask you about the Bronx Bombers themselves, because looking pretty good in the wild card series so far. Wanted to see what you thought about their prospects of actually winning it all.
So first, just being back in the press box, like you said, Bobby, we can both relate it was a surreal experience. Not only are you back in a place that I think a lot of people take for granted on a daily basis and that daily grind of a baseball season. Back in 2019, we had packed Yankee stadiums. They were in the middle of a pennant race, and it was like the normal baseball that you love, you come to love, and you come to show up to the ballpark every day with your eyes wide open towards that. But it got robbed from us for a while. So just being back and being one of the 10 to 15 media members in Yankee Stadium and basically being the only people on top of the players and the coaching staffs and the personnel that are allowed in that building, definitely a surreal type of environment and something you definitely don't take for granted. And just seeing a very competitive, high stakes September baseball game being played with no one in the crowd, certainly a different feel and something we'll remember for a long time. But the Yankees, streaky team this year, start 16-6, go on the 5-15 spell. Then they run off a 10-game winning streak and they finish the season losing 6 of 8. They head into the postseason. You don't know which Yankee team you're going to get. Well, in game 1 against the Indians, Bobby, that was the best we've seen the Yankees all year. Garrett Cole was phenomenal and everyone contributed offensively. So if they keep that up, I think we're penciling them back in as a team to beat in the American League.
You know, E-Man, speaking of other series, and there's definitely been some entertaining ones, and we've had some surprising teams. I don't know if there is a more surprising team of all the postseason teams than maybe the Miami Heat. I mean, the Miami Heat, of course, now reached the NBA Finals, maybe the hottest team inside the bubble in Orlando, Florida throughout this process. But the LA Lakers, of course, a pretty formidable opponent in the NBA Finals. Your thoughts on the Heat and what you expect from that series?
I think at every turn, the Heat have sort of been underestimated, even though they've been the hottest team in the bubble. Entering the playoffs, you probably expected the Milwaukee Bucks out of the East. Then you put the Heat up against the Boston Celtics, and they were favored in that series, and the Heat came away with it. They're playing really great team basketball. Kudos to everyone in that organization, Eric Spoelstra, for putting together that product on a yearly basis. So I think every time the Heat get underestimated, they shine and they thrive and they prove what great team basketball can do. So while I do favor the Lakers in this series, I think it's LeBron's season to lose. I thought that from the beginning. I thought that throughout. He's going to win a title in LA. I would not underestimate the Heat, and I also would expect a deep series, maybe 6 or 7 games.
On Friday's show on BronxNet, I took the Heat in 7. So
wow.
I'm rooting for the Lakers because, of course, I think they're the sentimental favorite with Kobe Bryant's tragic passing in January. But at the same time, I just think it is one of those wacky and wild kind of seasons, and I would not be surprised if the Heat somehow pull the upset of upsets and maybe win in 6 or 7 games.
Absolutely. I think everything's on the table this year, and all it takes, we've seen it so many times, as a team to get that mojo, get that momentum. And until they have someone kind of knock them in the face and prove that they can beat them and keep them down and keep them out, they keep going. You have to prove to a team that's in that rhythm, in that mojo, that they can be defeated. And the Heat haven't had anyone meet that challenge yet, where they can step up to the table and say, hey, we're outright better than you. And until that happens, your prediction just may come true. They may run the table.
Well, Eman, you always have the mojo, my friend. So excited to have you back on the show. Congratulations on all of the individual success. And then, of course, the return of one-on-one to a very nostalgic time slot. The good old days of when Mike Breen and Michael Kay were on the air on 90.7 right here in the Bronx.
Bobby, appreciate you having me. Fun time as always, and all the best.
Welcome back, everybody. You know, our next guest is a jazz vocal stylist. She gets busy. She does her thing. She joins us today to speak about her love for music and promote her next concert. Please welcome to the show, Barbara King. Barbara, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bob. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. No, so where have you been? Have you been, we've been looking for you. Or have you been doing your thing in and around the city?
Well, since the pandemic, it's been really difficult. So many things closed, and a lot of places that I had been working. I was on a roll for a while, working regularly, and then everything just shut down. So from April until now, it's been really slow, but things are starting to pick up again. So I'm really happy.
Yeah, it'll pick up again, and you'll be touring like everybody else. I speak to a lot of my artist friends, and they're in their studios doing their thing, putting things together, getting ready to get back out on the road.
Exactly.
But they miss the road, they tell me all the time. But it's always a good thing to come in and you look around and you say, wow, I haven't been home doing this in a long time. So it gives you time to get your mind and everything together and get ready to get back out there again.
Yeah, it gives you time to work on some new material, and prepare and for me as a vocalist, to keep the vocal cords going, and still vocalizing and practicing and just waiting for that next store to open. So fortunately, things are starting to happen again, but I'm sure we're all happy about that.
We always ask people, how did you get involved in this business of ours, this entertainment business?
Well, I started singing when I was a kid. I started singing in school plays and talent shows, and my father was a huge, huge fan of jazz, so I grew up listening to all the classics like Ella and Dinah and Sarah and Billy. So when I got to college, I continued studying music and started really focusing more on jazz than, R&B and other types. And I just kind of fell in love with it.
Yeah. How did you fall in love with jazz as opposed to all the other genres?
Well, I found that jazz gives you a lot of room to improvise. You can really put yourself, your own sort of touch and take on things. And for me, I like doing that. You know, you can even take a regular R&B tune and turn it into a jazz tune, you know. So it really allows you to be very creative. Not that other genres don't, but it's different in, you know, the scatting and the camaraderie with the musicians and becoming an instrument with your voice.
Yeah, improv goes right along with that genre, huh?
Absolutely.
And so does call and response.
That's right. That's right. And, you know, when you're working with certain instruments like a saxophone, flute, you know.
The closest instrument to the human voice, the saxophone. Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. And I love that, you know, that camaraderie with the musicians and using your voice as an instrument. It's a lot of fun.
Do you scat?
I certainly do.
Oh, just a little touch, just a little touch. Ah, yeah. And everybody in the world did like this. Virtually, too. Thank you so much. Yeah. We'll get that voice there, too. You sound really, really good.
Thanks. You know, as I said, I grew up listening to all the greats. And I would say the one person that stands out that had the most impact on me would be Sarah Vaughan. You know, I think she had an amazing voice. She could sing classical, jazz, pop. You know, her voice was just that special.
Yeah, I love Sarah Vaughan. Yeah, I'll go back and hit some of those tunes. You know, you see the records behind me, right?
I see. I
have all sorts. But how has the pandemic maybe switched things off for you, and what have you gotten into? How has it impacted your performance or your life?
Well, you know, my husband and I did own a restaurant. It was a music venue as well as a restaurant.
Yeah.
As you know, most of these venues have suffered tremendously. A number have closed. I guess fortunately, I would say we sort of dodged a bullet because we shut down before the pandemic hit. So we didn't have to deal with what a lot of the businesses are dealing with right now.
Yeah.
But, I think for all artists it's been difficult because the work just sort of dried up. And it was difficult to find work. It was difficult to collaborate with other musicians because of social distancing. There were so many restrictions with good reason, you know, that kept us at bay. So I think now that things in New York are slowly starting to open up a little bit more, it gives us some more opportunities to get together and work together and collaborate and just make music, you know, which is something everybody.
Yeah, I still tell people, stay safe. Don't take it for granted because, you know, you got some upticks here and there. You know, we still have to play it safe because we have to continue to do what we did to get where we are now.
Right,
know?
Absolutely.
Continue to wash your hands, continue with that social distance if you can, you know, and continue to use that mask.
Yes, very important.
So I can't wait for things to open. I'm a community guy, and I love being out there. I love hosting shows, and I would love to host a show for you one day. But things are opening a little bit. Say it again.
The legendary Bob Lee. That would be.
Oh, all right. I'll take it. But things are opening, so you're getting ready to perform somewhere?
Yeah, I actually have a gig on next Friday, which is October 9th, at a venue called Grasso's. They do jazz a couple nights a week there. It's a wonderful restaurant, excellent food, great staff. And I was working there prior to the shutdown. And now things are slowly opening back up. Again, you know, most places are at 25 or 50% capacity, but it's an opportunity to work. And I think for all artists, that's what they're looking forward to. So instead of working with a trio, it'll just be piano and voice. And it'll be fun. You know, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Get back in the groove, right?
Yes. Yeah. And, you know, although it's just piano and voice, it still give you a chance to, you know, share a gift, you know, and perform again. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Nothing like that gift of music, huh?
Absolutely. You know, music is healing. Music is uniting. You know, I don't care who you are. You know, music just transcends so many things.
Yeah, it brings people. Yeah, you're right. It's united. It brings people together, and it's a universal language.
Absolutely.
It's like
So,
people laugh all over the world the same way, just about. You know, that
yeah.
music brings people together like that too.
I mean, I've traveled all over the world, and one thing I find, even when people don't speak the language, if they don't speak English,
Yeah.
you communicate, through the music, and so it's really been a bridge in that way.
There you go. All right. Well, we'll be looking forward to seeing you out there. Now, where is Grasso's?
Grasso's is in Cold Spring Harbor, New York, and if you go to their website, you'll have the information, the location. The show starts. We're doing 2 sets, starting at 6:45. Again, the food is amazing. So, but you have to make reservations because they are, adhering to the regulations, CDC regulations. So
We have indoor, outdoor.
they have indoor, outdoor, and they have to make sure that they stick with the rules. So make a reservation because you can't just walk in. They have to.
Now, what part of New York is that? Upstate, just a bit.
That's in it's on Long Island.
Long Island. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to give me the address later on.
Sure, we'll do.
Now, if you can take the Southern State or the LIE, right?
You can take the LIE. You can take 25. It takes you right there, and it's on Main Street. And it's a great, that whole area, they have a whole strip of restaurants, and they used to do the Cold Spring Harbor Jazz Festival out there as well.
Oh,
Couldn't
okay.
do it this year because of the pandemic, but hopefully
Right.
next year they can do it again.
All right, so some great music. You can be tearing it up. And what kind of food did you say?
It's an Italian restaurant. They got a great bar,
Oh no, I'm gonna break this diet. I've been on this diet for a little while, but I'll be willing to get out there and check out some good music and eat some really good food too.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. I guarantee it.
What day are you gonna be there?
Friday, October 9th.
All right.
Yeah.
And people can find you on social media, right?
Yes. You can go to my Facebook page, Barbara King Jazz. You can go to my website, barbarakingjazz.com. And you can, send me a message. You can listen to my music. You can just get familiar with who Barbara King is.
Barbara King doing her thing. Oh, okay. I'm a poet and didn't know it. But you've heard that before. Barbara King doing her thing. Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing more of you. And you got a CD out anywhere?
Yes, the CD is entitled Perfect Timing. And we have amazing musicians on there. So, you can check it out, definitely.
Barbara King, can you do me a favor?
I will.
I have to wrap up the show, but I would like to wrap up with a soft scat in the background or something like that. Can you hit me up like that? And bring it down just a little bit, yeah. Barbara King doing her thing. She's in concert. She has her websites and everything up there. We'll post it up. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I want to thank you, our guests, for joining us, and you, our viewers, for tuning in. And keep following us on BronxNet TV for continued coverage. I want to thank you for letting us share in this space and time with you. And always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let the choice control the chooser. And remember, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I'll catch you another day, another way. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, hanging out with Barbara King and the crew. 107.5 WBLS. I'll see you on the radio. Thanks for tuning in to Open on BronxNet. Peace.